Many more games to come, but we've had more action go down. Slobbings, one of the new players I've had the opportunity to meet this week. Great dude. Here's his limb. The dual pistols, and man, those things can shred.
When they hit,
Kitty.
they hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typically don't pick up the dual pistols, but when I'm left with them and don't have a lot of other options, they're pretty satisfying to use.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. As now we're looking at Slobbings moving towards Big Gray. We've had some skirmishes, Kitty, where there was no one landing in tilted towers. This time around, a very, very hot drop. Slobbings in this build battle with none other than Aiden. Trying to challenge with this rare pump shotgun. Another look at those dual pistols again. They can shred through those walls and catch your opponent off guard very quick.
Yeah, but these guys got to be careful. I think everyone in Tilted has been taking advantage of these 1v1 engagements and watching from the other towers. Anytime they have their back peeking out, the other players are taking shots on them. But
it's a great point. It's a great point.
You see Aiden turtled up here, waiting for maybe Slobbings to make a play on him, but he's sitting on the high ground, hoping that maybe Aiden, his aggression will take the best of him. I know he mentioned wanting to play a lot more passive and play for that late game, but here he finds himself in another early engagement.
Yep. And that's exactly what we're talking about right there. IFA, here's some of this engagement going down, just takes his head on out of Big Gray for a moment. There's a challenge from Slobbings, gets the first shot onto Aiden. Not a lot of damage, he knows that, so he won't get too overly aggressive. I think he would have gotten a little bit more, as they say, W key. All out push if he knew Aiden was under 100 health, but that's not the case. Harmful now with a ridiculous high ground advantage near Big Gray. You've also got to wonder, how worried is Slobbings about the player that's behind him? And there it is! Literally, as I go to mention it, I knew Tendons was in that corner red building. Tags down 36 shield from Slobbings.
Yeah, we saw him earlier just kind of holding out in that window, waiting for an opportunity to get a clean shot on him. Unfortunately, did not get the headshot, but was able to take some shield off of Slobbings.
Looks like Aiden's repositioned again for the moment. He realizes there's too many eyes on.
Look, from Aiden is so different for us to see, but I'm proud of him. He's trying out new things. He wants to make it to those final zones.
Well, when you think about some of those earlier tournaments where we highlighted the likes of Nick Burks and Aiden battling it out, it was like maybe them two and possibly one more in Tilted. The drop of this Tilted game, Kitty, I mean, you pointed it out, I think there was, what, 9 players there? You can't just worry about the one person in front of you when there's 3 people in high grounds on the buildings all around looking to just thirst a free engagement.
Yeah, having to dedicate a part of your brain to thinking where everyone else is in Tilted with all those different high grounds, windows, different areas to peek. It's definitely putting a stress on these guys, but we're going right into Thwipo and JDW. Not looking at the best situation for JDW right now.
No, not at all.
Even with that high ground.
Not at all. A lot of materials for Thwipo. You see 70 material or 70 builds still left. Trying to challenge for this high ground. JDW basically one shot, and I love this decision. Get the pickaxe out, knock him on down, and hello JDW. And oh no! Then take the L as well.
Oh my gosh!
Ooh, three times in a row. That's tough.
Giving them a 1L dance, yeah. We're giving him 3L dances, dang.
Yep, no,
okay.
Toxic, as I think Twitch chat would say in this moment. Slobbings and Aiden still going at it. They've now moved to the bottom side of this L's building. No one really too close, but now as you look at the minimap, actually, one player getting near. That's Sam just on the other side of the wall. Aiden still just bunkered on up, hiding. Doesn't have the health advantage. Slobbings still has a ton of material to work with. 10 structures, which is a lot for this early game at Tilted. And IFA now, here he is, dynamites in hand, dropping them all down. This is about to create all-out chaos.
Yeah, finally looking to get involved. IFA was sitting inside of that tall gray building for most of their engagement, taking advantage of that dynamite. And Aiden, he's definitely not wanting to get into a sandwich position here, looking to rotate towards the brick building. But he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. There's a ton of players here, and he doesn't know if anyone is in here. We did see Tendons up in the top, but it looks like he did take a chance to go and rotate to the next zone. Oh, actually, they are in zone perfectly, so I'm not sure where Tendons headed off to.
No, he's probably like, you know what? I've had enough of this. Everyone's just hiding. Yeah, this is just not worth my time. Povesy and Monster in a little build battle of their own. Povesy with the high ground for the moment, but lacking in the health department. Just know that 53 builds still left, and these explodes are going to be perfect to drop Povesy on down. Here he comes, folks. He does land and doesn't take a ton of fall damage. Monster he's fighting this in the zone. The 50 health that he would get from this would be worth his time, but he just gotta get this done. He's going all the way up. Posey with a great shot. That health advantage that was once dominant in favor of Monster, no longer the case. Seems like he's actually gonna stop and medkit as he thinks it is no longer worth it. Both players are going to stop and medkit. This is going to be an even fight back at right around 100 HP.
Yeah, and they both have that campfire at their disposal, too. Popsy with 15 bandages, though, so he does have the advantage for this storm fight and has the high ground, but it looks like Monster's going to try and take all of this build down, make the scale even again.
They are deep in the zone right now. I do not think Monster could have ever expected this fight to go on for so long. Every advantage Monster once had is gone. The height advantage, gone. The health advantage, gone. And now Posey is just commanding exactly when he wants to drop down and engage on this. It looks like Monster, though, has made a quick move to try to get on up, a fast ramp switch, but it's not enough. Posey reads it, challenges now players both under 20 health. The Storm's their biggest enemy for the moment. Monster, that's one he definitely wants to take back, Kitty, as I'm pretty sure he fully expected to take that fight with ease, but it wound up not being the case.
And Popsy got all those shots on him with that green tack, too.
Impressive.
Very impressive. Aiden finds himself in an engagement with Tendons, who was the one at the brick house in that corner of Tilted, but it looks like he still hasn't taken any shots. Aiden was definitely harmed there.
Oh, for sure. Still going on in these fights, and we're actually looking at the map. We can see the full map of players, and it is insane how deep in the zone Posey is towards that top side because of how long that fight went on for. Nobody is even near him, so there's a silver lining. You see, look at that one arrow all the way out by Lazy Lynx. Took that long.
Yeah, fortunately he was able to get that other campfire and his own campfire, plus the 15 bandages. He should be okay if he's able to make his way in now, which it looks like he is starting to do, but not a great situation, especially considering the next zone is in that bottom left corner of the map. So double far rotation coming up for him, and we wish you the best, Posey.
Good luck, my friend, as we'll swap on over to the southern side of the map. Vide, near the top of that mountain, and Funk Bomb just ripped it right there. And yeah, he's going to instantly rip it. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Funk Bomb's going to look up and try to shoot him down. Here they go, the shots. Can he get tagged? Juggling with this glider, trying to make as much movement happen as possible. Now Funk Bomb's on the aggressive. He's got 4 HP left, and the Storm surge warning is kicked on in.
And 1 mini. He's going to be sitting on 29 health.
It's ideal. I think that's ideal to be in.
But he's alive, and I think that's all he cares about right now. Looks like Blue Tea is rotating up right next to him, but not taking the engagement. Probably looking to get optimal position. Doesn't want to pull a Povesy like earlier and fight in the zone. But he runs right into an
best case
engagement.
scenario. This is best case scenario right now, as he's going to be able to push on up and at least see multiple. This isn't just a third party. I think there's 4 players involved in this fight, and it's because of where the zone is, Kitty. Again, next time we zoom on out to the full map just to take a look at it again, it is the southwesternmost zone you could basically possibly have, and it's forcing everyone from Tilted, from Retail, Salty, Shifty, to all move through the same lane, and now everyone's getting congested right on this east side of the zone.
Yeah, 100%. These guys are all in this corner, and you see just north of them on the minimap, there's another engagement. Everyone getting pushed into the exact same position, and Punisher, he does have the health advantage here, and it does look that Vide does get picked up. Oh no, the Vide didn't get picked up. I'm not sure whose loot that was. They're having a fun little time here.
Oh yeah, no, it's a little bit of a panic building coming on in for Punisher as he's got a player above him. Player shooting at him from the east. Blue Tea has dropped to the low ground for right now. Vide just above, as he's going to be trailing that same build as well. And again, when these zones move so far in one direction, it kind of forces these little awkward areas where they're already close to each other in these builds, and you'd think there's still a ton of zone and area left on the map to get congested at, but still. Everyone's stacking up now. Poach now with grenades landing just next to him. Will he get tagged by any of these?
And he has Ronin rotating in behind him. Not the best position to be in for Poach right now, but looks like he's just turtling up. He is in the zone, so he will be safe for now.
Jeez, he had 14 grenades to use at that legendary grenade launcher, and Ronin just said, this is just not worth my time. He really tunnel visioned with a lot of those there to get nothing. You can see Punisher trying to just get some sort of elimination on the board, expecting these players pushing out of the zone to be weak. But got to give props. Both Poach and Ronan escaped the threat of the legendary grenade launcher without taking a single point of damage.
Yeah, and these guys are in a good position. They're pretty close to the next zone. They won't be having to make as big a push as they did in the last one. So Poach already looking to get a better position, has the ice skates on for a little bit, and he does get in the zone. So he's got to be feeling pretty comfortable, and now he can just sit, relax, and take shots and hope he can get those extra eliminations to get him a point on the board. About
1,000 materials in total. You see Ronan now using his campfire to heal on up. Pate versus Schmeck again in one of these fights right on the eastern side of that zone. We haven't shown any focus to the west side of the zone. Anyone there? Oh! They traded the limb! Did he get traded?
No, he didn't. 10 HP left.
Oh my goodness. When I saw him drop in, I was like, oh no, it's going to kill him. But then with the health on the elimination.
But he's got 10 seconds for the zone.
Oh no.
This campfire's
campfire. And he's going to pop bandages. He's going to try to get as much health as possible from this.
Oh, and you see the frustration on Paytek's face.
Yep.
He definitely thought that he had that, especially Schmeck going.
Well, here's the thing. Look at him. He's trying to calculate it. He was at 4 limbs. So if he got that 5th, it winds up giving him another point. That's why he's so, like, oh my goodness, it doesn't wind up working out.
Oh, had he hit him once with his AR or SMG, he would have definitely gotten the elimination.
And you mentioned to start this game, the point of 1 point in this can make all the difference. And right there, that 10 health could be the difference between where Schmeck and where Pate wind up placing on these leaderboards.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait to see that final board and see if he did get out of the prize money because of that unfortunate occurrence.
Yeah.
But
Punisher still on 0 eliminations. Every time we go to him, I just keep seeing him.
Have we seen Vide get any HP?
No.
He did have that mini pot knocked off of him, but
pretty sure if one of these snowflakes falling hits Vide in the head, he's knocked out.
Looks like he's dodging right now.
Yeah, that's what he's going back and forth and doing. If you're Punisher right now, you apparently just got shredded, is what I'm going to say now, because all that health is gone. Thankfully, has a chug jug, but this is what we talk about in these later game scenarios. When everyone's focusing each other, it's so tough to get this popped. It takes 15 full seconds, and Blue Team knows how weak he is. He's going to continue to try to spray this down.
Yeah, and Punisher's also taking some pressure from behind. You see Poach and Bowman behind him.
Gosh!
Hang on. He's
there. It is! Punisher's back in it!
Oh, yeah, you've got to definitely be flexing a certain muscle to try and get that one.
There it is now. Blue Team, no healing left, only 56 HP, 26 HP. This could spell disaster. Punisher, who was just on the back foot, trying to get the chug jug to be used, and Blue Team kept stopping him. Now at max HP, ready to take him out.
But look at Blue Team's ammo. That's why he stopped spraying. He has 12 AR ammo left. Thankfully, he's got a ton of shotgun ammo, but he's going to be focused on those short, close engagements and unable to take anything long range. Fortunately, he has that jump pad. He'll be able to get into those close range engagements with that movement, but not in a good situation to be in.
Tough spot to be in. We have about half the lobby now down. I know our man Cypher is over at the analyst station ready to break down some of the moments we may have missed.
Courage, thank you very much. We have our player Pearl, Game 2 winner. He's having his way in Happy Hamlet. He's putting a lot of pressure on Naga off, using his pickaxe to just break through and finish him off. We also have a bit of a fight that lasted a little bit too long between Pavzi and Monster, and we're not even too sure if Pavzi made it out of the storm. You guys go ahead and check on Pavzi and take it away with Game 3.
Thank you so much. Yes, he has been eliminated up to this point. Pearl, though, still in this one. 3 elims to this game. 507 small ammo. Wow. 278 AR ammo. Over 1,000 materials already in the zone. Max shields in minis, and he's already got a big as well. He's the most set up for this late game of anyone we've seen yet.
Yeah, not just in the zone, near the center of the zone.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about any of those guys pushing in and sandwiching him as they push into the zone. And he's just got to sit pretty, wait it out, hope he can get a few more eliminations in that late game. But coming off a victory royale into those eliminations, he is feeling good. And he does have Fulmer below him, who you saw do absolutely incredibly to qualify for the Winter Royale. And above him, he's got Germ. But these guys just got to sit tight, wait for the zone to close, and hopefully they'll get the zone, won't have to use too much of their movement items, and get some more eliminations. But I don't think they're too worried about that right now.
Not at all. Landjock again. When one person begins to fire at you, it seems like everyone does because they see someone's got to be vulnerable right now. Nolan, our Winter Royale champion, looking to see if he can continue to add more incredible items.
Those sticky grenades getting thrown out on him. Lanchok is building for his life right now. And yeah, you see that side third party on him, taking that elimination, and that's the risk you have. Thankfully, Nolan's going to be able to get the loot from this, but when you do all the damage and that third party takes that elimination and that health that you were trying to receive, it's got to be frustrating for these players.
Oh, for sure. Well, there's no doubt about it. Grabbing everybody can get. Great job noticing the AR ammo on the ground. You see him sliding around, trying to pick up any little bit. Like right there, that was, what, 60 brick? And with all that metal on the ground, exactly, what I was going to call out is he's going to begin to branch out here, spam these builds. He quickly looked at how much metal it was, and you might be thinking, gosh, why is he burning through all this? Watch this. He just used over 300 materials, goes back, immediately maxes on out, and you saw more metal drop again. So he's going to keep on building and keep in mind that he has more materials to go back and grab. A sign of a great player.
Ooh, Pearl picking up another elimination. Does take that slurp to hopefully get out of the zone. As he's
nope.
Gonna, oh, no.
Nope.
Oh.
It's almost deceiving, right? Because there's so many players alive in these late games that typically, if you're used to playing, you're like, oh, how much could this zone hit for? Probably 1 or 2 because there's still there's only 33 left. No, we're in the the 5th, going into the 6th zone of the game, and at this point it hits like a truck. More metal has been grabbed now from Nolan. Love to see this. Wondering if he'll go and try to grab these little materials on the left. It does appear so. And uh-oh, who's there in the top middle of your screen? It's Tfue building on up, getting the high ground. As he's still alive, 3 eliminations so far in a brilliant position, and oh God! Caster's curse is real. He gets ripped for 150 plus from that heavy sniper rifle.
Yeah, that is not a good feeling. He was looking for that peak, hopefully get a few more eliminations. He is sitting on 3, so 2 more will get him another point on the board. But when you get tagged like that, now he has to decide, should I be playing passively? Are these guys hitting? Oh!
Wow, we just tuned in to Tfue in arguably the best position he could imagine to then being dead in moments. It shows just how much you have to account for. And that was none other than Bizzle, one of the other top 10 earners in Fortnite competition history, taking him down. The next zone has begun. You hear all those gliders. It's everyone using their launch pads, using their redeploys. Now over to Ghoul, who's currently playing the low ground, still can build 44 different structures. Drops out a launch pad and he'll just fly right towards the opposite side of this moving zone.
Yeah, and he's got a nice loadout. He's definitely going to be happy about having that legendary pump for that late game. And right away, he gets the position that he wants on the zone as far as he can. But that ice is messing him up. Yeah,
the ice making him slip and slide all over. Not the ideal scenario. And you mentioned the inventory. Unfortunately, no shields he can use now. So it's all going to come down to the little bit of HP he has. On the bottom right of your screen, you see Bizzle currently at 3 eliminations himself. Has a launch pad, still has some AR ammo, 1,000 SMG ammo in that compact SMG. So close range, you can spray through the end of this game. 19 players left. Remember, top 10 earn a point for placement. Bizzle already with 1 point this game for the amount of eliminations he has.
Yes, and all that shield too. Bizzle's sitting in a great position moving into these final moving zones, and he's a meticulous player. He knows exactly where he needs to be positioned. He has a great game awareness, so he knows where everyone is, it always seems.
This is where he excels, right? These are the moments why he's regarded as one of the best players in the world, and it's because of how he builds out, how he knows how to branch to different structures. He makes it look so easy, now deciding he's made it far enough in the zone where he can turn around and look back and try to potentially farm a free limb, holding on to that launch pad. But Kitty, the one thing I want you to take note of, 18 builds left. Not a lot to his name.
He's definitely going to be looking to try and get another elimination and hopefully get some of those bonus materials off of them moving in. One position that Bizzle does not like to be in is one that he cannot build through.
Yeah.
So.
It almost seems like right now he's just direly waiting for the top 10 to be in place. The materials will fall right in front of him. He's got one just above, tries to drop him on it, doesn't wind up working. Only 7 builds left. 5 builds left. Launch pad, but hits his head. And just like that, he's stuck in the low ground. He's skating all around. There's a reason he's got the figure skater outfit on right now, as he's just slipping and sliding all over.
He does pick up some resources, but it doesn't look to be too many. It looks like it's just the scraps, but he does have the position for the zone and
top
makes
10.
a push for Speakeros with 5 eliminations, though, in the bottom right of that screen.
Man's going nuts. Here's another opportunity for a 6 elim. Goes quite quickly onto blind, 147 total hit points for him. Top 5 now as players continue to earn more points for these placings. Vicaros trying to drop on down. He's got one player just below. CBK Flame on the low ground, and oh my goodness, our duos winner from yesterday, Seth. 200 HP, ultimate high ground as well. He's going to continue to branch out. Bizzle, bottom right of your screen. Vicaros, top right of your screen. The overall look at everyone now. 5 players remaining. Who will come out on top in Game 3 to set themselves up with a chance? As we move on with the rest of the day, the zone still moving forward. Vinny alive in this game as well. He goes down. Flame drops 2. Bizzle now the target. Saf ready to get involved. It's a 1v1. Saf wants the fight, but Vicaros looking for his 8th elimination. Trying to drop on in. He places a trap. Will he bait him on in towards the structure? It doesn't appear so as of yet. He's out of materials. Oh no, he's out of materials. The pump comes in, but it's not enough. Saf, 6 elims. The victory royale. The man might go and get on top of the leaderboard today for solos now, Kitty.
Absolutely incredible gameplay coming out of Saf today. Able to secure 6 eliminations. One more would have put him into that 3 points, but I mean, getting that victory royale and those 2 points for the eliminations, he's got to be feeling happy.
I saw a ton of people online saying Saf after the performance yesterday, and from what we've seen in these skirmishes, he's got to be regarded as one of the better players in the world, one of the top 10, and moments like this will only continue to solidify that. Vicaros tried to do what he could. You see great damage there, but it's just too much HP for Saf, and to be quite honest, look at his inventory. He could have kept on going. He could have kept fighting and kept playing for more zones.
Yeah, he was ready for 12 more zones, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, Saf, he's got an unbelievable way of navigating the zone. He does not fear that storm tick damage. Now, I know a lot of players, when they start feeling that damage coming in on their back, they freak out and they get worried, but he's running in and out of the zone,
100%.
taking advantage of those angles and those opportunities that take players off guard. Just excellent gameplay. 2 days in a row now, Saf. Well played.
Brilliant from Saf right there as he continues to prove why he's one of the best players in Fortnite, but so much happened in Game 3. Too much for us to just comprehend. So I've got some help from the brilliant man, Cypher.
Thank you so much, Courage. I appreciate that. We had some really good fights in Game 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the action right here. Starting us off, we got Tfue using the backboard and the grenade launcher to put a lot of pressure on Base Soldier and taking him out as well. Later in the game, Tfue showed us his expertise with his aim and his AR, getting a few eliminations using the Scar from the high ground on players who are pushing into the storm. Right here, he takes advantage of a few of these players, hitting some really clean shots, securing these elims, and as you see right here, because of his early game positioning on the high ground, he was able to take out those players as they were moving in. Vicaros with 3 elims, securing a couple more as he drops down from the high ground. His positioning right here is extremely well thought out. He's looking for people who are moving into the circle, and he just gets to jump on 2 quick players right there, securing his 2nd points from this game. Let's go ahead and kick it back to the casters, guys. 3 games down, 3 more to go.
Thank you, Cypher. The man knows a lot about Fortnite, and he shows it right there, his passion shining on through. Kitty, I just received an update about the standings, and I'm going to let them speak for themselves after what we've seen today. Ladies and gentlemen, Saf
6 places
on top again.
Absolutely outstanding job. 13 eliminations, 8 points. He's got to be feeling really good going into the next half of these matches.
Saf, brilliant performances so far. That rounds out the 20 that you see right there, but
we got ourselves kind of a good one here lined up, Bala.
Yeah, and the stories are unfolding all over the place. Saf, I want to touch on him really quickly. He placed 6th, 11th, and 1st. He's placing 6th on average. That's insane. And we're gonna get into this game.
He's having such a good day. It's like crazy to have 2 good days back to back like that.
Yeah, back to back is.
If he pulls another one off here, like maybe a top 10 finish, I'll be blown away. Like he has to be like, you have to have him in the conversation for one of the best players in Fortnite. If he's doing it in a stacked lobby like this, Bala.
Yep. The one thing that we haven't seen yet really is big bonus. We saw a bunch yesterday, and that's actually leading to the standings being quite low in terms of points. So a lot of people can still make it with that big bonus. You can really rise up the standings really fast.
Bala, you've competed in these competitions in the past. You have the experience. You've thrown down with some of the best in competitive Fortnite. Early game here, what's your plan? What you try and do? And how do you approach this? Because I talked to Outlet, and he was telling me, man, you know, like, I'm just having terrible runs in the early game.
Yep.
What's your game?
Stick with what you know. All these players have been practicing their landing spots day in and day out, and they have all sorts of strategies around them, tactics, buildings that they want to control, the best places for the loot, the best paths, all that stuff. You want to stick with what you know, and we'll see. We'll see. Saf actually is not sticking with what he knows, or at least what I know of him.
And what is that? I mean, like, he went to that desert biome on the other side of the map near Paradise Palms.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a loopy drop there. Maybe he didn't like what he saw too. That's always a possibility.
Absolutely. Usually he lands over towards that loot lake, but his teammate is probably taking that. But for now, we're hopping in over. Vivid and Marksman have been dueling in this junction.
I do want to give an update, by the way. The first 2 eliminations were on Dopine Tendons from 72 Hours and Butter.
Oh.
Butter picked up the first elimination, or actually the second. 72 Hours got that first elimination onto Tendons. A rough start for them. We're looking to see how they do in match number 5. And this thing, every elimination matters, man. Every elimination, every engagement, kind of like this one. And it's Vivid versus Marksman. Marksman got the better of the Liquid Boys last time. Vivid, though, does not want to let history repeat itself here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to take the high ground first, and then he tried to sneak a clear in there. That was by him, but does have that height now. He's going to hold it and use it to try to spot where Marksman is going.
I like this here. He's just trying to scope around, trying to see if he can get some control of the situation. He continued to maintain that high ground, and Marksman playing with his back against the wall here. Only 3 builds. It's going to be for Vivid, but Vivid is going to drop down.
Nice play by Vivid. The crouch there was so perfectly timed. Got right under the shotgun shot, and he has to dance after that.
Hit him
with
that default dance. Love. Okay, and also another thing to talk about there, Bala, that was a gold pump that Marksman had to a green pump, and he was able to outplay him like that. Very well done. Now, a battle as old as time itself in this competition is Slobbings and Aiden. Some say they're still battling in match 3 with how long that one went, and now here they are. It's like a parallel universe. Yeah, These guys just seem to constantly go toe-to-toe, and everyone knows who are the players that are dropping over. Oh, Slobbings is going to get charged right on him there. And this is going to be Aiden in the right hand, trying to hold this one down. And Slobbings is going to put the pressure, and he takes out Aiden. He goes down in 91st place. Oh, that is rough, but Slobbings gets the better of Aiden today.
That was really quick response there by Slobbings, grabbing that floor and instantly bounces with the hunting rifle. He's going to go right after Ifa as well.
Right into that fight he goes, and Ifa will have a little bit of that life. Well, actually, we'll have a substantial life lead advantage over Slobbings, but what's working for Slobbings is that he has the high ground now. He's going to try and slow this one down, scope it out, and see what he can work with. Ifa staring right at him here, and Slobbings, a very smart player in Tilted, is getting into, he's gotten into so many of these kinds of engagements where you get into that first battle, and then immediately after that, you got to jump into another. That's the way Tilted is. It's always been like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ifa turtling down a little bit, making sure that nobody else is going to join the fray, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. The storm wing coming. That's going to signal Slobbings to back up. He did get tagged by that. So down to 56 HP, he's going to back all the way up to this brick building here.
And I don't think that's the worst thing that could have happened for Slobbings. Yes, he did get tagged up by the storm wing. Yes, he doesn't have any shields. But he kind of just had that disengage, right? Didn't really have to deal with Ifa. He's on the other side of the map. But now Slobbings needs to find something to heal up with.
Yeah, and you actually see this repeatedly in Tilted. Disengaging, finding more spots that haven't been looted. But we're going to hop into Happy Hamlet. Another one of those spots that has the kind of same kind of thing that Tilted has, where you have the disengage. There's a lot of buildings you can go to. So here, Pearl versus Harmful. Pearl, one of our top standings players right now.
Yeah, Pearl going to be in second place. He has 6 points. He has 10 eliminations. Average placement 21. You have to favor him here in this case, given how he's been playing so far. He's made some crazy plays. He's been a little too overambitious at times, but that's what you need to do here in the Secret Skirmish if you want to go after those victory royales, those big bonuses. And I like Harmful's going to be exposed on the street. He's going to need to just throw down the wall so that this way he does not have to take those shots there. And Pearl rotating, looking to, or I shouldn't say rotating, charging. He's charging after him, and Harmful disengages.
He's on the hunt, but no, he's going to back out. And just like we talked about, Harmful, actually, controller player, he's deciding to move from Tilted. He was with Nick Merckx yesterday. Move from Tilted over to Happy Hamlets. Again, the same kind of situations. The buildings are spread out. You can kind of go to different spots, find out what's unlooted. You can disengage just like they're doing right now. And we'll see. A
lot of tight spaces that really do benefit controller players. I know, as a controller player, that it's good to have, right?
Yeah.
Like you could play those right hand advantages very well. You can hunt people down as they're trying to charge away or run away, and you can charge at them. There's just a lot that you could work with in that. But Harmful, though, is just going to wipe out. He's going to be saying, no, this is done. I'm not really dealing with Happy Hamlet.
Storm's
Pearl's
coming.
Gonna have it. Yeah.
Storm's coming. And you mentioned taking risks. Pearl has been doing that, and you really have to do that in terms of trying to get on top of the standings. That's what you have to do. You have to take risks. Go for the. Actually, we're going to have a replay. Triggy versus Deuces.
Speaking of going for risk here, man, Triggy from one controller player to another has Deuces lined up, and that's a beautiful shot with that blue pump. Now we go over to Sofa and Ghoul, but that is a far, far run from Happy Hamlet over to that new circle. It is far into the northern part.
Still there. He's actually still there, so I'm interested to see what he has. Maybe he has a rift to go or some plan to get out of there. But Ghoul on the back out of the motel area with the pool. Sofa on high ground. And there's another player joining the fray as well from the east side.
Got Sofa up ahead. Things slow down here. Players are really backs against the storm, charging over to that safe zone.
Yep.
You still have 2, 3, 4 players that are in the storm, but it's not taking you for all that much.
No.
And maybe you can get a, as you said, a rift, a launch pad, maybe even a storm wing if there are any left on the ground, and then you can get on out of there. But if I'm looking here on the map, it seems like a lot of players are really just they're running it. They're huffing it over to that safe area.
Yep.
It's
in terms of positioning now, Golden. We actually see Saf in that storm ring. It's going to be a really, really strong positioning tool. But in terms of positioning, everybody's vying for the center of the zone. He doesn't get tagged. It's not going to worry him too much. He's just going to continue spinning. But they try to fight for that center of the zone. Why? Because you get the next zone most likely. You can go to the edges, but if you're lucky, if you go to the center, it's going to be, most of the time, you're going to grab that zone.
Saf with the second highest average damage just behind Tfue.
Tfue up there.
Yeah, he really is.
Highlights
yeah, Tfue's been putting in work. You know, he's in 13th place. He has 2 points presently, 6 eliminations.
Yeah. And Saf's going to turtle up on top of this rift here. That's actually so good for him, actually, in terms of the positioning battle that I'm talking about, right? It's not center zone, but he's going to be able to use it to get towards center zone in the next one. So
and that's going to stay there the entire time.
Yep.
If he wants to dip on out, let's say he gets into a tough spot, he could use it early to get into the safe zone, to get into that new spot. He's already in here, but he could just rotate, or I shouldn't say rotate, he should actually reposition himself.
Yeah, but we have Butter versus JDW. He's in the divot. The zone isn't coming yet, so this fight is going to continue on. He's trying to fight for height on JDW, but JDW is not letting him. The pyramids go down, though.
Oh, I like this here, and now Butter. Just gonna have to reposition himself. Also, just want to get those. Oh, he drops him down. That was a very heads-up play from him. He's gonna force JDW to have to go down. He wants to go after this wall. See if he can get it. And then, oh, he gets tagged up now. He's gonna be at 97 HP. He does have some minis, and he does manage to pop off one. Does he get the second? Yes.
Yeah, this is what you got to worry about towards that end of that second zone is the storm wings.
When it gets too high.
Everybody coming through. Yeah, exactly. But I really like what JDW did there. You actually saw Butter stop for a second there. That was a really nice reaction. It was JDW's wall, and JDW was thinking about editing on it, but he went up and then still edited on him, and Butter got shot from it. Nice play by JDW there.
Had a chance to talk to Butter in the intermission, asked him how he's doing. He said, I'm just very grateful to be here. He's been having a great time. Currently, Butter, I believe he has just 1 point from, I want to say game 2 was the one where he had a huge performance there right in the late game.
Yeah, with that rift to go. Exactly, and that's going to stalemate for sure. You're going to wait for the zone for one of them to make a move. That tends to happen sometimes, but here's Tfue on the Stormwing.
Living his best life.
Yeah.
Not quite, you know, the car he showed up with, but, and Mateos puts down some fire with the Stormwing, and that has to prompt JDW to create a box there right on top. And
you can see both JDW and Butter drop down at the same time and made a new box.
They don't want to deal with this. And JDW continues to defend himself against the Stormwing. Mateos not letting him get a moment to breathe there. And Butter just has to gain up some more resources, see if he can snag himself some other goodies here in the divot.
Not only is he farming up materials, getting max wood, max brick from this, or closer to it, he's going to get a nice little safe escape path out. So 67 players up. That third zone is about to get revealed. We have 45 seconds left for it. And you can see JDW loses Butter. He's going to try to take shots at other players.
We have, by the way, a few players, and JDW just got the elimination onto Jacob Aki. I know I'm butchering that one, with a pistol, as a matter of fact. That would be with the hand cannon. I think that was lined up there. So JDW getting that first elim. And we have a couple players, Balla, that are currently sitting at 2 elims. One more, that's a point for them.
Yeah, Ronan, Armand, Naga Ops, and Devious. Armand is one of those that I want to talk about. JDW, it's Butter. Butter is not letting him go.
Oh, but he's also going to get tagged up.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday a lot. It's these congested zones on the sides.
Are here.
Exactly, Golden, exactly. So many players are going to end up on the side of zones just because of the way that people have to rotate in.
He's getting tagged for 2 when he was in the storm, but now he will be safe. That circle, though, will make its way just west of Lazy Links. And Butter, he's just playing it slow right now. No reason for him to push up. I think he just wants to get, if he can get an angle, put some damage down on anyone, maybe he goes for that. Paytech's going to be exposed. Oh my goodness,
that was so close. You can see Butter nodding his head. He's like, no, I wanted that so bad. He's trying to knock it down. No, it's connected to Frosty. It's connected to Frosty, and Butter is just on the verge of so many of these elims on the pate.
Punisher drops down. Punisher has no idea that Butter was putting... he had to have heard those shots from behind.
Yeah, he had to have. He had to have.
We'll see. Man, you can feel the tension. Yeah. I love it.
There's tension in my voice.
Here's the thing, right? We're in game 4. We're in game 4. This is really do or die for a lot of players.
This is
a huge game here can catapult you into the top 20, maybe even the top 10.
Yep.
And this is a critical circle in this match, because everyone now has to start thinking about, they have 20 seconds to start thinking about how they're going to get to that safe zone.
Yep. And here's Patek onto Frost. He's going to use that stick, but he actually sticks himself, and he's so close. He's only 6 HP.
No, he only has 1 HP. You could basically just sneeze on him, and he'll be eliminated from this game. He doesn't have anything to heal with. He doesn't have any campfire. He has nothing to work with. Can he survive this fight? Oh, and he gets wiped out by Punisher. And if he won that one, he could have gotten that 50 HP, but even then that would have been difficult for him. Punisher just flew right on in there, went for the fight. But now the Storm is going to be pushing in and forcing everyone to have to think about how they're going to push on through here. You have Hysteria to the right of Punisher. Dark is going to be right behind him.
Yeah, and you can notice there's so many players on that side of the zone, but they all use their launch pads, all use their mobility because of that congestion. So you definitely want to try to get towards that center zone early, and that was the issue for all these players. But Dark and Hysteria on the side of the zone, they're not even close yet.
We got to talk about the fact that Dark only has 13 builds. He continues to build around here. The tree, the dreaded tree that blocked him, is going to have just 22 HP, and he won't be able to get away from this one. I think if he can get that elimination, then maybe he has a chance, a fighting opportunity. But that Storm continues to push him further into this, and he's so exposed. One more build. He has to start recycling some of these builds that players are throwing down.
If he just looks over here, he sneezes on him, and there it is.
And that was Bizzle. That was Bizzle that got the elimination. Punisher did not secure that.
There's another advantage, and I always talk about this. Getting center zone first means you have so many opportunities to take these shots at players exactly in the situation that Dark is in and Hysteria is in. You can see he gets chunked down as well, all the way down to 20 shield.
The Siren putting pressure on Hysteria. 72 hours, our game 1 winner.
Yeah,
has a nice little tower, and he might catch Hysteria off the rotate here. Yeah, actually, it seems like he might actually catch him off of this rotation. 72 hours has Hysteria, and Hysteria now is going to have to turtle the Stink Bomb. That's going to force him out. 72 hours, beautifully done. That's going to be number 3 and a point for 72 hours.
Yeah, number 3 and a point, and that's what he needs. He needs to stay consistent in these games. That first one granted him a lot of points. He needs to try to get more and more, and if he wants to overtake Saf in the standings.
Man. This is intense. Well, while we have a moment here, let me mention something to you all at home. Because I don't know if you noticed, but the players are all rocking the soccer jerseys. They're coming back, people. They're coming back. It's going to be pretty dope. I'm looking forward to that one. Speaking of someone who's pretty dope, though, I know we have a fine gentleman standing by. One Dr. Lupo. Lupo, what you got?
Golden Boy, thank you very much. Sweaty soccer skin is not the only thing you're going to take a look at here today. I'd just like to take note. This first clip from IFA, the speed, the number of actions as these players push in. IFA gets the shotgun shot and ownership of the same wall within a fraction of a second. Able to edit that corner out and take a shot. From here we have Rowe, Naga, and Tickers all the way in the back. This little 1v1 the bottom of this structure with Naga. Gets the shot on Rowe, owns the wall, and pushes in very easily. But amidst explosives, look at the speed that Naga is able to build surfaces to jump on while literally everything around him is going up in flames. And he's still able to put a surface down, get a little reload in there, and Tickers is up top. But that's not all here. Naga is not giving up just yet. Might not have the top-down advantage, but he doesn't necessarily need it, as he doesn't realize Tickers doesn't know. Naga has ownership of both surfaces. The double edit drops him in, and that quick shotgun shot, 210 damage. And let's not sell it short. Accuracy is extremely important, and JDW has it in spades. Bah! One shot, Jacob's out. Golden Boy, gentlemen, back to you.
That was the elimination, right? He caught him with the hand cannon. Now, while all that was going on, JDW did pick up a point with the elimination on Punisher. Tfue did get a elimination on Tyler. Pearl is back at it again as he eliminated Sean, and more elims continuing to funnel on in. 72 Hours just picked up one on Poach. That's a heartbreaker. But now we're here with JDW.
Absolutely, Golden Boy. And also in terms of standings, 72 Hours is at that fourth. He just needs one more elim for another point. But that other one, that third elim, brought him up from 10th to 4th. It's a four-way tie. Actually, sorry, 6th. It's a four-way tie for 6th right now.
We're going to be keeping eyes on this the entire time. And 72 Hours, this guy, he always has a plan.
He's happy right now with his positioning. He's going to take the slurp and take the minis as the zone starts to move away. Just timing it, waiting for the perfect opportunity to take that slurp. So nice play there. You can see he was nodding. He's happy with his position, but I didn't see any mobility, and that's what we need to stress. He does have 4 elims. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to grab any mobility, and that's the problem with coming in from the non-edge side of the zone, is because all these players are going to be using their mobility.
So you may be wondering, well, he's going to use that slurp, but why does he need to use that? And it's because it keeps your health ticking. You see it there, it's actually ticking. And but it's not the difference maker, and IFA's going to get the better at him, and that's going to be 44th for 72 Hours, our game 1 winner. But he did get some points, so he should be going up in the leaderboard overall. IFA has a slurp. He doesn't have any mobility, so he needs to build around here. Get this high ground is what he's shooting for now, and he is going to get one over, but more shots continuing to rain on down as IFA needs to play this defense. He's going to get tagged up for 11. That slurp is going to bring him back into this one, but I just don't know if it will be enough. IFA is going to drop down, and this is so tense for IFA, and IFA will be picked by Nolan. He knew that it was bound to happen because everyone was targeting him. And look, we have so many players who are low on HP now, Bala. Players are just trying to scramble for cover, see if they can set themselves up. And Nolan, he's been very aggressive here. I like this. Yeah,
Nolan schmecked all these players inside of the zone on this slight high ground, this slight in ground. This is one of those places right by Lazy Links, in between Lazy Links and Loot Lake, where there's so much trouble from anybody trying to get up that hill. And that we could see all these low HP players, Schmeck, Nolan, all taking shots at them, all trying to get the elim points.
Schmeck just got an elimination on Triggy Soares. Pearl gets a point against Cloaksy, of all people, but now we got Naga Ops in this high ground, the ultimate high ground.
Saw those accurate shots from him. An update from Lupo, and he's going to try again. He does have that ultimate high ground. And this is what we like to see in terms of position in the zone. It gives you the opportunity to take all these shots and no danger, no risk at all, Golden Boy.
He doesn't hit any of them.
No, not yet. And there's players underneath him. Let's see if he can try to catch one. He does see one. He's trying to track him. He's trying to chase after him. He's not going to manage it, and he's going to stay on the high ground. There's a lot of builds here. Yeah,
he's on the hunt. These players are trying to tunnel their way over to safety. Naga Ops on the high. He has one player in front of him. He might be able to tag him, and that's going to be 33 on the shields. Naga Ops is going to push this. This guy's going to be right below him, tries to tag him in, throws down that ramp there. Naga
Nice
right in front. Oh, he's going to hit him, but he falls there. Legendary falls to Kayun.
I was so impressed with what he was doing there. Using the builds, leeching on those builds is what we call that. And unfortunately, it's not going to work out for him. Kayun is going to get the better of him. But here's Kaizui, 4 elims. He just needs one more for a point. And we're up to 72 players, so only 7 more need to go down that first placement point.
A lot of players are picking up points here. Saint gets a point. Devious is at 5 eliminations.
Vivid is
Kaizui. Oh, this is intense, Balla. I'm loving this because you start to see the scramble, and this is where players have to be smart about where they place their resources, where they place their builds, so they can push in. Oh, my word, Kaizui. That was absurd. Picks up with that legendary pump. Beamed him.
Yeah.
Beam schmeck.
And this is one of the best players with the heavy sniper in the end game. We're still on that 7th zone. He's going to reload it and try to use it again. We hear all the rotation above us with the gliders. And now this is coming towards the end. 8 players left.
This is it, Balla. 8 players remaining in the game. Vivid's going to be alive. I asked him, when are you going to get that dub? He says, I'm going to go it for you, Golden Boy. And this looks like it could be it for him.
Kaizui, no more builds. He did get Tfue. No more builds for him. He's going to try to come underneath and grab more, but
he's getting targeted. What? He gets the elimination on J-Truth and gives him the hands. But he's going to be down to 25 HP now. Kaizui needs to be careful. He only has 18 builds, 17 builds. He continues to just go down. And Base Soldier's going to be in this one. We got Vivid, Tom Des, Blue T, and Base Soldier.
That's so important. Vivid grabbing that high ground. He's immediately going to start shooting down at Base Soldier, and he has the height. It's going down.
He has so much working for him here, Balla. He has the high ground. He has so much health. All these players are struggling with health. Base Soldier's not even going to have any shields, and he picks him off. Vivid gets another elimination. That's number 6, but Blue T's going to have the high ground. Vivid playing around this now. Balla, this is it. If Vivid can nail this one.
This elim is so important. If he gets it, it's the victory round and the point.
Well done there to just block him from that shot. Vivid continuing to get blocked, but he's going to catch him in the air, and Vivid's going to get the victory royale. And that's going to be number 7 for the elims. Very well done by Liquid's Vivid.
You talked about it, and there it is. Vivid told you what was going to happen, and he gets that victory royale. What a game from Vivid. Max elim points and the victory royale, Golden Boy.
He did lie to me, though. He said he was going to get it in the last game of the day. But he got it here. Vivid is a monster. Balla, walk me through this, man. This was insane.
It was crazy. Blue T using that Tfue classic where you shoot, jump, and place the floor, but he's going to abandon that at the last second. Vivid with the trade on the shots, and he's going to come out the better of it with that AR swap to end it.
That was a thing of beauty. And this is Vivid in those moments. And there's nothing better than nailing that victory royale, man.
Thank you so much. I am here with Vivid. Congratulations, dude. You are so excited. So excited. That end game, though, can we talk about that for a second? Run me through that. What happened?
So end game, I had no mobility. I was just trying to play edge zone. I knew that there was a fight going on below me on like the 5th or 6th zone. Ended up capitalizing off of that. Got 2 quick kills. Got my mats going to zone, and then the 1v1 against Blue T. I was real patient. He had the high ground on me. Obviously, I had no mats. I couldn't do anything. I just waited for him to jump down, give me a clean pump shot. Took the opportunity, finished him off with my AR.
You make it look so easy and so fluid. It is a dream to watch you play. I have to ask, though, we're playing solos today. Yesterday was duos. What do you prefer more and why?
I definitely prefer duos with my teammate, my usual teammate, Poach. I think we have really good chemistry. I think duos are a little bit more competitive. But, I mean, solos are always fun, especially when you're, getting wins and stuff. So, but, yeah, definitely duos is my preference.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. One more question for you. It's a little bit of an odd one. If you had to equate your play style to an emote or a dance in the game, what would it be?
I mean, it's got to be the one I do all the time, take the L.
Savage. I love it. Congratulations again. Good luck in the rest of your games. Back to you guys at the desk.
There's Vivid. Thank you so much, Pooks, for that. Man, he's very, very happy right now with that win.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, that performance is going to jump him to this top of our standings, which we're going to get a look at right here, right now, to set us up going into the 5th match of the solos competition. We got one more after that, but Vivid with the incredible performance last game, 13 elims, but now 9 points. Saf, who has been consistent all day, right behind with 8, and then Kaizui
Man.
Katsui was monstrous at the very end there, taking out the likes of, what was it, Tfue, J-Truth? Some of the craziest, snappiest flicks we've ever seen.
That 180 pump shot, it almost, like, I almost didn't see him turn around. It was so fast, and then
I
boom.
want to know what sensitivity that guy plays with when this is all over.
Sensitivity, DPI, all that, please. If you could just send it over to me, because I need to be doing stuff like that. Rounding out that back half, remember, top 20 is who is in the money, and we got some names on this list, Monster.
I mean, it was a big game for Tfue. You saw him at the end game there. That's going to network from the point. That's why he's still in the same spot. So 13th is really good. Just got to hold consistent. J-Truth we saw at the end there. That placement point's going to bump him up 5. And Base Soldier, as a really good game.
Yeah, the 3 elims and then the placement points, putting him right in there. Looking at the line, just on the outside looking in, Vinny, Ronaldo, CBK Flame, Blue T, Kuros, Tokata, Nagaops, Ronin, all right on the barrier. And it's anybody's game to get in the money at least. You see 2 points is the barrier, 2 points and a couple of tiebreakers.
Yeah, the barrier is right there. Everyone's knocking on the door. And just, you know, I'm ready to get into game 5 to see who can keep up and hold up their point leads. Because it's a race to the end right now as far as the top.
I mean, yesterday we were blessed with a close one. 4 teams who are at 10 points going into the last game. Now you got 4 players who are all right within 1 point of each other at the top.
Love you, buddy.
Craziness.
So I think we get 2 days of back-to-back action where it's a race to the end. Do you think it has anything to do with the recent patch where the game just feels like it's in a much better state?
It feels like the players think they have more agency in their hands and they're able to make the plays they want to be making rather than being forced to react what other people are doing. And it allows them to play on their rotations a lot more and just get in the game. But as we see, we're getting into the game. Bus is going from that southwest corner up towards almost due north. Monster.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one for the players. I don't know. It's a little favorable, I guess, to the west-hand side here. So everyone, you know, playing that eastern zone is going to have a long rotation. And Polar Peak seems to be pretty hot here. Hopping in with our recent winner there, it's Vivid, who's been playing Junk Junction. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Marksman who's been contesting him over and over.
Yeah,
so
people have been saying
they're going to be going back for it. Yeah,
that
yeah. Look,
Liquid Hunter
Marksman
right now. He has been putting them down recently. Last game picking up 2 of them. Will he do it again? We're going to see the contest right away. This initial drops are key. Who can get the good either close range weapon and close the distance, like Monster right there. But it's the Grey Tack is actually very strong in the early game if he puts it down. Marksman wants to find a secondary weapon to be able to help him. The infantry rifle not going to be great. Already hear clingers coming in towards him. That was close.
So close there. Vivid does have a tactical. He clearly has another 2 clingers at least. And the hunting rifle shots are coming down. Or sorry, the infantry rifle, the newest addition to the Fortnite world here. What do you think? Who do you have your money on here? Let's make it early bet.
You know what? I think Vivid is going to get his revenge. After that last match, he has to be on Cloud9, has to be feeling himself. He played incredibly well. It was smart. It was a good disengage. And already here, he doesn't want to jump up there and grab that weapon because he knows he's going to expose himself. And it's really hard to build on that.
Hand cannon's in his loadout. Marksman has the infantry rifle, so he's at the dominant long range. I mean, arguably even better at close range as well, but Vivid's got to close the gap between he and the opponents here on Marksman.
Yeah,
he didn't even pick up the infantry rifle there.
No,
he leaving it on the ground.
On the ground, but I can't blame him because the early game with the hand cannon, you connect the headshot, he's gone. Full stop, that's it, you don't come back. He has no shields right now on Marksman. Unfortunate to find it. That's why he's just holding up on that high ground. Vivid's looking for a shot. He wants to sneak one.
He wants that big pot right there, and he is going to snag it. I don't think Marksman has a clear idea of where he is now. He does. Oh, there's minis off to the side as well. Oh boy, the tables are turning here as the health pool is going to go to Vivid's favor if he can catch an opportunity.
But Marksman is throwing dynamite down towards him, not going to let him set for that. He has to recognize he has those shields on the ground. I'm not sure if he saw it, but now this is a huge disadvantage for Marksman. Down 100 effective HP, so despite having the high ground, but the dynamite going to pop him and expose Vivid. He now knows exactly what hits him with 1 boogie bump. Does he follow up with a second?
Oh boy, with Boogie!
He got it! He got the second one! He's going to look to line up that one shot. 144. Vivid immediately defends himself. Now it's an even fight. Both are in one-hit territory. Vivid connects with that hand cannon, pops the mini. White Tack pops on out. The edit's coming across, and Vivid cleans it up. Feeling himself monster.
What a counter edit right there by Vivid, who's on defense. He lost all shield to a healthy pump shot. Now Vivid's getting pressured by whoever was over at the other area there. But talk about a champion's defense there. Vivid, our first place leader.
really well played by him. Double boogie bombs are deadly when they're able to connect. You are just sitting there dancing. You're not able to act. He lined up the clean shot. Vivid adapting fine. Now hopping on over to Aiden and Slobbings. The controller lords trying to get on each other. Aiden now getting stinked out a little bit, ticking for that damage from Deuces. Deuces knows that he's over there. Not quite on full shields. Another stink going off. Slobbings just working around it, maintaining the high ground in gray building. Building up now on top of Deuces.
I like this position here from Slobbings. He does want to dominate with only 9 builds. It's time to put that offensive pressure on. Deuce is holding the angle here to get the trade out.
Yeah, now editing himself downward. Slobbings with that blue suppressed SMG has a surprising amount of building pressure. Now Deuce is disengaging back over to the secondary building. Aiden just riding around the bottom, trying to catch a piece of this fight, sees them rotating away. He wants to try and capitalize when these two engage on each other. Slobbing is low on builds. He's going to have to expose himself or push into Deuces. No choice now.
Oh, good wall there. Slobbing's own this one. He can make the offensive edit if he wanted. No, he's choosing to disengage. It's just a 3-way cat and mouse game here. Whoever gets caught out on position is going to get punished pretty hard here. Now it's Aiden who's one step closer in high ground.
Yeah, notice how they're all crouching around. Don't want to give too much audible information away, but they're also holding the right-hand advantages. That means you don't have to expose as much of your body. And there's the shot. First one goes down, and Aiden, right-hand advantage. We talked about it with the patient Slobbing there. Lines it up, swaps over to that blue suppressed SMG. You don't get a much better close-range loadout than that.
No, and we just talked about how being in the wrong position, the first person to get punished. Unfortunate to see Aiden getting owned and tilted today. And now hopping over to the shafts where Nick Merckx was earlier on. No longer seems to be landing here and or has been taken out. It's Tokata and Sheep.
Tokata now actually getting shot in the back from Rut, who we saw earlier. Very impressive rifling skills. Wants to be able to put up some walls. Sheep sitting on the low ground, trying to be patient, knowing other people are there. And Tokata's like, I got the glide to redeploy. There's other people around. I'm going to try and create some distance, but Sheep's having none of it.
Yeah, actually, that one elimination Tokata has is on Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx has been playing shifty lately. He's been training this area. He had a good early game today, but it seems like Tokata's been really pushing him back this time around.
Yeah,
Sheep
it's
is on
tough.
the offense right now as well. He's kind of on the hunt here.
Trying to find him, but it's not. Tokata's being very careful, staying on the low ground. Sheep has 3 boogie bombs, Monster. If he's able to land one, you can chain him, as we saw earlier, but he doesn't have a weapon that's necessarily going to provide him a lot of one-shot pressure. Only relying right now on that gray tack, because Tokata is babysitting the pumps on the low ground.
If we're being honest, if he lands his boogie, he's going to pretty much have to get really close. I'm talking smell your breath close with this tactical, because if he pelts him, he's going to cancel the boogie effect.
Yeah, and he saw that green pump on the ground, and he's opting not to drop, so either he wants the positional advantage, or he's comfortable with the tack right now. I
mean, if you get chest-to-chest, boogie plus tactical fast rate fire could really work in your favor, but such a situational play.
Yeah, it's definitely rough, and now he's going to drop down and pick it up. So making that gives him a pretty effective close-range loadout. Green pump into either the gray suppressed SMG or the purple heavy AR, doing the 44 body damages close at long range. You don't get as much of the penalty with the rate of fire and the bloom coming into play. And Sheep looking like he's now just going to disengage Tokata as well. So they're going to go their separate ways. Jumping on over to Bizzle and Da FPS. Here, Bizzle fires off the first shot, not going to connect.
Yep, so now Bizu holding the high ground. Dafias is playing that low ground warrior stance here. There are so many players nearby listening in on the cues, though. You can just see from the map, anyone's looking to pounce in on this battle. Bizzle keeping it textbook, not overcommitting.
And just making sure he's giving himself enough space and keeping the high ground. But as you were saying, on the mini-map, there's about 5 or 6 players heading towards this location. That's why neither of these guys is committing. And they're also using secondary resources. It's not a wood going out there. So building with brick and metal, it's risky right now. They want to try and get away from this. Ladies and gentlemen, match 5, 78 people left. We're almost there. And Dafias throwing some best mates down. Let him know. A fortunate circle rotation.
This is going to work in his favor. So for those of you guys just tuning in, we are in match 5 of the Secret Skirmish. Every single battle is going to be heavily weighed into the leaderboards because we have such a close, race to #1 right now. There's so many people tied up at the top here. Bizzle's one of those looking to get himself a victory. All right, he's going with an early rotation, JDW. And look how cautious Bizzle is. He doesn't want to take a battle he doesn't have to.
No, he's definitely trying to play safe and now controlling that legendary
race to #1 right now. There's so many people tied. All right, he's going with an early rotation, JDW. And look how cautious Bizzle is. He doesn't want to take a battle. He doesn't.
That legendary
#1 right now. There's so many people tied.